Today on the channel, the longest long game of my life, Scareglow, Masters of the Universe Origins. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for a He-Man Masters of the Universe Origins unboxing of Scareglow. But remember, for all your He-Man and a whole lot more needs, hit up Big Bad Toy Store. Link in the description below. But today, we're talking about Scareglow, and this is truly the longest of the long games. We talk about playing that long game. Sometimes you play the long game to save money. Sometimes you have no choice but to play the long game. And I cannot think of a figure that has evaded me, avoided me, whatever you want to call it, for longer than Scareglow. This thing first came out at least 6 months ago, I would say. 6 months? That's probably pretty fair. I don't know why, but Walmart.com, as you guys know, in 2020, Walmart was exclusive to these, and they did have this. And I went to the Walmart site when this order went up, and I picked up Manny Faces, I picked up Orko, I picked up Trapjaw, I picked up doubles of them. So I got all those, had no issues, got those shipped to me. We unboxed them on the channel a lifetime ago, it seems like. Scareglow I could never find in stock at Walmart. I would miss it by seconds. Had my good buddy, Gage Octane, Midwest Wrestling legend, trained by Harley Race, of course. He picked these up from Walmart. He got 2 of them. Then Amazon started to get them. And people were getting off of Amazon. Every time people post a link, hey, it's up, I would go there, it would be out. I just had the absolute worst luck trying to get this Scareglow. And then it was not hitting anybody's stores. None of the Walmarts these were hitting at because He-Man, Skeletor were clogging the pegs and still are to this day, limiting this set coming out to the Walmart stores. So very frustrating times. I remember even there was a European seller that was selling these, and somebody posted it, and I saw it after maybe 10 minutes after it was posted. Go to the website, and it was gone. I said, I am never going to get this Scareglow figure. And I know people would pay extra for this. There was people, selling it online for $30, $40. I am not going down that route on a new toy. I find everything eventually. I don't give up. I will not give up. And that drives me absolutely nuts. $40. I was like, I almost crashed one day. I was like, you know what? I really should just get this over with. But I said, no, I'm going to play the long game. I don't want to play the long game, but I'm being forced into the long game. And that's what happened here. But then, what do you know, Kyle's on a business trip in the last week. He's out in the middle of nowhere, Missouri, and just stumbles into a Walmart store. And who's chilling on the pegs? Scareglow, right up front. There he is, just chilling there. I said, you've got to be kidding me. And then a couple days later, I get the email from Big Bad Toy Store. Hey, we're shipping out Scareglow, and yours is coming. So now I got my Scareglows. I have actually 1 extra Scareglow. I'll figure out what to do with that sometime soon, I'm sure. But Scareglows finally came home. I finally found it on the pegs like I wanted to all along. So if you're looking for Scareglow as well, it seems they are finally starting to hit some of the Walmart stores. So be on the lookout. Got to be on the lookout for that new Castle Grayskull as well. But Scareglow's out, so I finally got him. The longest of the long games finally paid off. I paid retail, and away you go. But I had to get 2 of them as I'm buying 2 of these. And you guys know about the old Unpunched. I looked at my Big Bad Toy Store orders. I looked at this one. I can't remember which one was the best, but I found one that was minty mint, unpunched, and this is the one that's going to be sacrificed to the loose collection. It's got to be done. Somebody has to do it, and it's going to be me. So there it is. So that's a little bit of that long game Scareglow story. You guys, I know, try to play the long game as well out there, and sometimes it pays off. Sometimes you just got to eat defeat and buy one for aftermarket price. You don't want to do that, though, especially on new toys. But we're going to do it like we normally do. We're going to take a look at the packaging, talk about it, unbox it, talk about it, see where it goes from there. But there's that classic He-Man and the Masters of the Universe packaging that we all know and we all love. It just brings me back. I remember the first time I saw these back on the shelves in 2020. It just brought me back to being 3-4 years old on the shelves, just seeing walls of these figures back in the days. They were truly everywhere. Not necessarily Scareglow back in the day, because I never had the old Scareglow. Didn't even know who Scareglow was until 15 years ago or something. I don't believe he was ever in the cartoon. If he was, it was 1 episode very briefly, if that. I'm pretty sure he wasn't. I think he was maybe in the comic book fill-in in a few. So this is a deep, deep cut, but a fan favorite. It seems a lot of people like Scareglow. I think we all just like the idea of a glowing skeleton. Who doesn't like that? What's more heavy metal than a glowing skeleton? That's just what people think of. It's punk rock, heavy metal, and that's why they want a Scareglow in their collection. That's why I want one. This is a cool figure. This is toyetic, as they say. So there it is. You got, what's it say here? Scareglow, the evil ghost of Skeletor, and he glows in the dark. So some of you guys that also collect the WWE Masters of the Universe line, you guys know there was an Undertaker figure based on this that glows in the dark as well. So I think that is a really cool thing. Undertaker's based on Scareglow, and then we get finally the official Scareglow. And you got to think a lot of parts have been reused between those. One thing too, that Undertaker, I remember when I unboxed that, it had a little bit of a slime to it, kind of that glow-in-the-dark plasticky slime. We'll see if this has that feeling on that. It'll be interesting to find out there. But there he is. He does come with the comic book as well in the back. How about we take a look at the back of the package there? There it is. You get old Scareglow up top. It looks like Prince Adam and Clamp Champ, so it was a nice nod to the future with Clamp Champ. We knew he was coming when we saw this. I mean, this is 6 months old at least at this point. People have had this for a long time, but it's finally getting out to the masses, it seems. We listed the rest of the series, whatever series. There's a lot of confusion in what series. Is it Series 4? Is it Series 5? But we know Man-E-Faces, Orko, Scareglow, and Trapjaw are in this wave. Then you got He-Man, Skeletor, which are permanent at pretty much every Target and Walmart you go to in this day and age. And then you see Scareglow on the side kind of showing what he can do. You got warnings down below, and you got the UPC. Let's see what it says up here about old Scareglow. A walking horror from a different dimension. Scareglow radiates fear and terrifies his victims. Very cool. I mean, the artwork on these are fabulous. I love Masters of the Universe artwork. A very cool nod to the past, but updated colors and updated look. But very, very solid. Like this a whole lot, guys. Now it's time. It's time to unbox it. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's doing. Oh, we're dropping stuff already. Stuff's falling out, but the day has come. I finally got Scareglow. See you later. You guys have seen this comic in the other unboxings I did, but there it is again. We got Double Madness, Orko Madness. Who is the real Orko? But I like it. It's cool that we get these comic books with it. It's something different. We don't get stuff like this. This is a real throwback to the olden days where you got little comics and little stuff like this. Go back to the Playmates Wildcats videos. We're doing those on the channel, going through those. Savage Dragon, you got little comics with them. Masters of the Universe got comics. I like it. It's a nice touch. All right, a little plastic prison. And right off the bat, this is different than I thought it was going to be, so we'll talk about it in a second. Plastic prison, old Scareglow. There he is. Now, let's pull him out of the package here. Maybe. Maybe. Oh my gosh, he's buckled in. He's buckled in all over. I keep forgetting about these Masters. It's just kind of crazy to me how buckled in these guys are. They're not cheap. They're $15 price point, roughly 15, where you get a lot of 20 and up figures that aren't locked in at all. See you later. So I always find that strange, and I also like it too that they believe enough in the product that we're going to strap it in. It's going to be good. No glossy, glow-in-the-dark stickiness or kind of film to it like the Undertaker had. A little bit. Very, very small, but nothing as much as that Undertaker figure I had. So I don't know. As I put it in my hair. Beautiful. But there's just a little bit, but it's not bad. First thing I noticed, though, on this one is when I saw it is I thought this was a soft goods cape. I guess the pictures and everything, I thought it was going to be soft goods. It is molded, durable plastic with nice ribbing on it. Very cool. This is a next level cape, and I don't think we've got this cape with anybody else. So I like that a whole lot. The rest of the body, of course, a ton of reuse in this line. Feet, I think we saw these feet with, Merman and a few other people out there. We've seen the He-Man groin area, crotch area, whatever we're going to call it. We've seen this reused before. But something just works with this one. This is what I like in figures. Things like this, it glows in the dark, which is gimmicky, especially back in the day. There was a lot of toys that glow in the dark. We don't get a lot now, but very cool to see this thing kind of throw back to the glow in the dark. But just being a skeleton and just screaming heavy metal and screaming evil, I just love things like this. It's just a very, very solid one. Of course, he's going to fit on a ringside collectible stand. I say it all the time. Spend your money on your figures, not your stands. Ringsidecollectibles.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But these truly are the best stands for He-Man and the Masters of the Universe figures. I put all of mine on it. You get them in clear, blue, black, all kinds of different colors. But very, very solid. He also comes with his staff. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Castle Grayskull, the old school Castle Grayskull, I believe came with like a weapons rack with some extra weapons. I could be wrong, but I had a He-Man weapon rack, and I swear I had one of these in like a kind of an ivory color, bone color that was part of that. Maybe I'm dreaming. I very well could be. That's what I saw. When I saw this, that's what I thought of. But he's got his cool staff, axe, whatever you want to call it here. Just very, very cool. And we've talked, well, can't even get in his hand. But one thing we talk about a lot with these He-Man figures, these are customizers' dreams, as every part can be popped off with ease and replaced and put back together. It'd be funny to go back to the 80s and you could see kids out there, and I guarantee you'd see garage sales with He-Man figures. If these were like this in the 80s where you could pop swap parts, you'd have so many customized figures out there. You'd see He-Man with Skeletor and Merman parts. It would just be a hot mess. I don't think we'll see that much this day and age because I don't know how many kids realistically are collecting this. I think more than we'd think, but not that much more than we'd think. I think mostly this is the throwback to people like me. For the most part. But I don't know, if I don't see a lot of people customizing, making new figures out there. But back in the day, I could have seen that. There was all I always talk about on the channel, those maniacs on the playground that would take their G.I. Joes, unscrew them, and make new G.I. Joes. Just totally sacrilegious to me. Totally disrespectful to those Joes. Just broke my heart. I would see Flint there, and he'd have part of wetsuit or leather neck, and he'd have like a Serpentor arm, and I'd say, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing to your Joes? You're gonna drive a little kid to drink, is what you're gonna do." Just sacrilegious to me. I would have felt the same way probably around the He-Man stuff. Because like what I always say, I always took such good care of my toys as a kid. I didn't want anything bad to happen to them. I was gentle. You know, we go to the wrestling figures, you'd see kids banging them together and stuff. I was gentle. I was doing the moves. I was being gentle. I didn't want any paint scuffs on my LJNs. I didn't want my Hasbros to have broken arms. I was not that kid. I had a lot of friends that were that way. And, you know, they'd want to come over and play with my wrestling collection. Oh, no, let's go do something else. Let's go play baseball. Let's go do something else. We're not playing with LJNs. Because I'd see what they do. They throw them up in the air and stuff like that. And same with He-Man and everything else. I was gentle with my toys. And I'm sure some of you guys were. You guys can let me know in the comments. Were you gentle on your toys, or were you an absolute savage, an absolute animal, throwing those things across the room and beating them up and, you know, taking fire to an LJN guy and burning him? Were you doing any of that kind of stuff? I was not. The closest I ever had, and this turns into story time, I used to have those green army men, and I used to have bottle rockets, and I would tape them to a bottle rocket, and they'd go up with that, and that was as close as I got to damaging toys. And I said, yeah, it's just a little green army guy. They're like 10 cents a bag. Wasn't that big a deal to me. They were on a mission. But anyways, back to Scareglow. We got sidetracked. I like this one, especially once we get this thing glowing in the dark. I'll have to get him under the light for a little bit, and then throw him in a dark room. I'll try to grab a couple of pictures of that, see how that comes out. But I think with the cool staff and axe here, gonna really brings the colors really out on this. It's like a yellowish, clearish color to him, but that green really pops. And then, of course, the purple cape, which we talked about. Love this purple cape. This is kind of the surprise of the set here. I was not expecting this. For some reason, I thought it was going to be a really thin, soft good. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I was expecting, and that's not what I got. And what I got was better, and we always love to be better than our expectations. So there it is, a little story time, a little long game action on Scareglow. Happy to finally have him in my collection. I can turn my eyes towards the next set, which seems to be the PowerCon stuff, and we'll talk about that in weekly purchases later this week, as that came in right under the radar of weekly purchases this week. So we got some more He-Man to talk about on the channel. We're going to unbox them all as they come. Hopefully Castle Grayskull comes my way sooner than later. Hopefully I can find that out on the hunt here in the next week or so. You guys tell me your thoughts. Did you get Scareglow back in the day? Have you had him for 6 months? Are you one of those lucky people? Let me know in the comments. Let me know your thoughts on Scareglow. Don't forget to like the page. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to turn the notification bell. All that fun stuff every YouTuber tells you. But it does make sense, I guess. We all have to say it. I think it's in the contract. I don't know. But there it is. He-Man, Masters of the Universe Origins, Scareglow. So for Scareglow, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.